have a little bit less of this inside the bank. Okay, my engine just stopped working. That's not good. The wind is now dying here. I was almost at the bank for the entrance. I cannot go in there on a sail. Not sure what to do, because that seems to be where the pump where the antifreeze goes through. I don't know if I can fix that. Yeah, I have to think about something. Something wrong with that. Shit. Okay, this thing is stuck and it was squeaking, so it's just broken. I honestly don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't have internet, so I can't ask anyone. Thank God I bought this thing so I can communicate. So I'm gonna ask a friend what's best to do. I should try to sail on to the DR, the first place I can, or try to go on the bank here and anchor. But it's both a risk because the wind's gonna die. So continue sailing. I don't even know if I can. So my plan for now is, at least I'm sailing on the autopilot. I can go in this direction, and then I'll probably go here and then heave to take other scenario. I can go to Inagua, where I know I will have internet reach, or I can sail through to the first place in the Dominican Republic, and then if I can make that, at least with the wind. Okay, let me just continue here. So I just took this cap off, and it's fixed to this thing. This is supposed to rotate, and it doesn't rotate. I don't think I have a spare of this on the boat. I'm still floating, sailing slowly, and at least away from land. That's good. Okay, so this thing has to spin, I guess. The front spins the back. It's really like stuck, looks really broken. I'm gonna pray I have another one on the boat, an old one. Let me check. No, there were a few. What's that? Airplane. A few spare things on the boat from previous owner, like an old water pump, but not this one. What am I going to do? I'm using some lubricant and a hammer actually to see, because it seems to be it's not like there's a bigger gap on this side than on this side, and on the bottom the same. I'm looking if I can hammer it somewhat straight. If it at least would be good enough to get me in and out of marina or anchorage, that would be awesome. I cannot get it better with a hammer. I know with a car you can run it for a really short time before the engine heats up too much. So I'm thinking it's 130 miles if I really take the very first place in the Dominican Republic where I can go to. Maybe I should go there and then try to anchor on sail, and if I cannot get in or get too close to a reef, at least I can run the engine for 5 or 10 minutes. Otherwise I'll have to maybe ask some people in the anchorage or pump up my dinghy. I don't know what is best to do, but this seems somewhat logical. Okay, I just tried. The engine is still running when I take the belt off, so that it should give me enough time to get into an anchorage, hopefully, and use it to drop anchor, which I normally can do on sail. But if I go to a new place, I don't know how the location is and what I need to avoid. Okay, well, I'll figure this out. And one more thing I didn't know that I had to replace. While being on the way, thank God it's nice weather. This would have been a whole lot different if this would have happened this morning. I hope I'm not getting that weather, but I might. I'm gonna start trying with 2 pipe wrenches, one on either side, if I can bend it in a way that I can at least temporarily still use it. It didn't work, and 3 parts here are already stuck. So my idea now is to just a tiny bit saw off with a saw. It won't be perfect, but if it works, it would be a temporary solution. Okay, change of plans. The wind is really dying. I'm not moving anywhere, so I'll just try to get an anchor. Although the idea was to go on anchor, but since there's no wind, I'm just floating somewhere. I'm not going to be able to fix it. I tried everything. There's something inside here that makes it spin smooth, and it's just broken. The only way to spin it is if I twist it really, really hard. So I'm not sure how these work, but I assume it pumps out here, and I'm pretty sure it pumps through here, but I'm not sure if it then also if it comes out here and it pumps both here and here, or I'm not sure what the third one is related to. I have an old water pump. I thought maybe I can jerry rig something if that can resist the heat. I don't know. I cannot confirm it, but my theory by looking at it, how it works is it comes through the engine and then the pump pushes it out to the small one through here, and it pushes it out here. So my idea is if I block this one and then I put the pull pump here, so it pulls it out of the engine, and I push it through the heat exchanger, try to make it with a T connection, that I also try to push it in here. If the pump holds, I guess it's a similar system. I just cannot use the alternator because there's no belt, so it won't charge the battery. So I can only use the engine if it works during the day when the solar is charging the batteries. Let me try to set it up more. Alright, this is all I got. Let's see if some of that works. We're still at the same spot, I'm still far away from land. Yeah, I'm not drifting a lot, that's good. Okay, I connected it where the incoming hose is going to the pump inlet, and then out it's going to the heat exchanger and to yeah, where the temperature thing is. So yeah, that's temporarily connected to the battery, and try it out. Okay, so technically the system works. It pulls it out of the engine, and then it pushes it back into the heat exchanger, and it makes a circle. It does work. I don't know if the pump can resist the heat, so I might have to let the engine run for a while and see what happens. Okay, so I don't know if this water pump is actually gonna hold it, because I don't think they're rated for the temperatures that antifreeze goes through, but I guess if something goes wrong the fuse will jump, I hope. Guess I'll just have to try it out. There's no wind now, and also camp motor because it's evening. I don't want to use electricity now, so either I'll motor a short bit further away from land, or I'm just gonna wait here till well, I guess when the wind picks up I will have to get up and go. I am hove to now, so at least I am steady, so I can take a few hours of sleep before some wind will come, and then I guess I'll just have to go. Okay, so change of plans, because I saw there's this little marina that they're building, and there is another boater inside, and I called him, and he was like, yeah, well, this place is very far from everything, and he was like, yeah, it's only $50 to check in, but it's like there's nothing there. It's 7 miles away to a marina, but the marinas are like $150 a night. So I'm gonna try to get the boat there, and they will be there to help me, and then I'm just gonna check in Turks Caicos, and I'm gonna try to send it there, because this, at least for now, I feel safer to go there to that marina. But this is not, it's just, you know, if I have to I do it, but if I can ship it there, it's just a lot smarter, wiser decision. Okay, I need to go, because otherwise I won't be there before yeah, before daylight, before night. Alright, let's try out my system and go to that marina. Okay, pump is working. I want to go really slow, but then I'll arrive in the dark, because it's still 6 miles. Everything seems to be working until now. This is Just gotta make sure I'll keep watching the temperature gauge. But now the gauge says cooler than it normally is. I guess the pump must pump harder. But if I don't have to, I wouldn't like to use it for 4 days, because a lot can happen in 4 days of potential, a lot of motoring. 4 miles down, 2 to go. So far so good. Almost sunset, gonna make it just in time. It's quite scary because if the engine decides to overheat after all and I go through the reef now, everything is going fine. Thank you for coming out. I think I'm gonna make it. Good morning. It's a very good protected anchorage here, that's nice. And there are my Belgian neighbors. Yeah, made it to the anchorage last night and then had a beer with the Belgians. So awesome that they were standing by with their dinghy to help. I just talked over satellite phone for a text message to Keith, a friend of mine, and apparently the SureFlow pump is rated for 130 degrees Fahrenheit or 55 degrees Celsius, and the cooling system will go to 160 Fahrenheit, which I guess is 85 Celsius. So that's a lot higher than what it's rated for. So I trust it to be okay for like an hour or half an hour, like yesterday, to get in and out, but not to actually motor for hours on end if I need it. So either I have to wait here until a window opens that allows me to fully go on sails, which right now it isn't, or I have to try to get the part shipped here. So I'm gonna figure that out today. It's interesting to notice all this and how incredibly difficult it all must be if you would do it without an engine. Also, it makes me realize how important every single component is. You know, there are certain components, and if one of them doesn't work anymore, my whole system doesn't work anymore. There's one more thing I'd like to explain to you guys. The idea of let's sail everywhere without a motor works. You might have to skip a bunch of anchorages that you cannot get into, and you will most likely pick the route that is known to be with the wind. For an example, crossing the Pacific Ocean is with the wind. There's a reason why back in the days the trade ships, there's a certain route around the world. That's what the trade ships would do. They would actually avoid the Caribbean because the Caribbean was too tough for a very long time. And for me, the closest place now to go to in the Dominican Republic would be Luperon area. To go to Luperon would be in the direction of southeast, and this time of year the winds blow from southeast. Now with an older boat like this, if I have to go exactly, if my direction is there, it means I have to go upwind. This boat can only tack about 50 degrees. Some boats can do 30, this can do 50, 55. So in order for me to get there when the wind blows from that direction, I literally have to go here and here and here, and this will take me more than twice the amount of time. Yeah, so I thought I'd explain why I won't just, oh, let's go and figure it out on the way. Now let's just at least see if there's another a more logical solution that makes sense before I do that. And otherwise I might have to wait for an actual window that makes that time frame smaller. A little update about the current situation. First of all, I made it to a safe place, to a safe harbor that is protected from waves and for a big part from wind, and I have a heavy anchor. I'm safe. That's the most important thing. I'm not drifting, waiting for wind and hoping it to be in the right direction. Brian, the patron of mine, was in 5 days time managed to arrange to get the anchor from the United States to the Bahamas. is now through my satellite phone helping me to try to get this engine part to the Turks and Caicos. If that happens, then I will try to go to a marina in Turks and Caicos, either by dinghy or I will just go by boat, as I managed to come in here. I might also make it there. I might just sail there and only use the engine for the last part, and then I'm just gonna also see a little bit of the Turks and Caicos and then fix the engine, wait for a window and then continue. That's the plan for now. Another idea, if I cannot get the part, to try to make the temperature lower is to use a 6-gallon water jug, disconnect the inlet, put it in a 6-gallon water jug and then another hose to the inlet, and then all the water, the hot water, will first come into the 6-gallon water jug and then it will go in the pump, so that should decrease the heat that the pump has to pump through. The only thing that I do have to take in mind is that these pumps run at 9 amps. My fridge runs at 5 amps and it drains the batteries pretty far through the night, so obviously I would disconnect the fridge, but then still, if I would have to motor through the night, it would drain, like, basically, well, actually for sure the whole battery, so I could not do that at night, so that's something to consider. I wanted to pump up the dinghy and show you this property here. They were building a marina, but then apparently what happened? The economic crisis happened, and then they quit building it a couple years ago. That are my boat neighbors from the boat over there, and I just heard a man shouting. They're actually checked in the country. I heard a man shouting that they are not allowed here because it's private property. So let's see how that continues before I even decide to pump up my dinghy. I don't know if faith exists, but from the 3 boat books I have on the boat, one of the 3 is about the Turks and Caicos. I talked to the other boat from the Belgians who now left, and they were like, yeah, he just wanted to let you know that's private property, and we asked if we could walk there and it was fine, so I did the same. Stretch the legs a little bit till the next step is clear. It's crazy how much reliant I am these days on the internet with Brian over text message. That's the only thing I can do with a satellite device, trying to figure out which of the 2 pumps I have, and apparently there are 2 different ones that were put on these types of engine. There's no serial number on it, and every time I have to text for any question, normally I just go on the internet and then just, you know, get an answer of what the differences are, and now I can't. It's just yeah, I know how much reliant I am on internet. So this is an island, that's why I can also not just find internet anywhere here. The first proper place with some amenities would be 16 miles from here. This water here looks so nice. I'm gonna get my swimwear. I'm going in. I just filled up 2 jerry cans. This is not drinkable water, but it is fresh water. There's a tap and some chickens, and I'm gonna use this for the antifreeze to the hose to go in and out, so the pump doesn't have to take the great heat when I go over there 16 miles to the marina. There's one person at the moment on this property, and he said, hey, do you want to eat something? I'm like, yeah, okay. And he gave me an avocado and chicken and lobster and rice and some vegetables and a beer. Wow, that's so sweet. I would like to read to you what the back of the beer bottle says. It says, island time is taken pretty seriously here in the Turks and Caicos. While the rest of the world rushes from one thing to another, we have learned the value of taking the scenic route. It often takes a bit longer, but that's usually just the start to a good story. So next time that someone tells you that they soon reach, this is the name of the bottle, I soon reach, they could be right around the corner or just setting sail from Salt Key en route to Grand Turk. Be prepared for a little tale when they finally get there. That sounds like my life right now. Wow, that was very nice, very hospitable. Okay, I'm full with food. I'm gonna walk there. I'm gonna go in the water. I am hot. I have a friend who joined me, probably because I just gave him the leftovers of the food. I didn't film the guy because, you know, I'm not checked into the country yet, so I just want to make sure that he didn't get any trouble because I'm on the island. Oh wow, the water is so nice, so nice. Hey, hey, hey! What, you want to play? You want to play? Come on now, come on now, come, come. Okay, come. Hey, good boy, yeah. Good boy. I feel like my life is a bit contradictory at the moment. As much as this situation absolutely sucks, on the other hand, this is freaking amazing. Wow, look at that. Come on buddy, let's go take a shower with the freshwater hose.